We're going to let Ted have the last word on Gordon Moore, the founder of what we have today in the semiconductor industry.
Well,
And we'll wrap up with that.
we talked about Bob and talked about Andy. Gordon was a very, very interesting character. I mean, he was very much concerned about process development. In fact, I still remember shortly after joining Intel, he invites me to his office and he shows me the chart that was from an article that he had published and became known as Moore's Law. And on this chart, he was putting some of Intel's first products, and if anything, they were above
His predicted line.
above his predicted line. In other words, the advances that Intel was making in its new process development were looking so positive. But one of the stories I like to tell to give an idea of how closely Gordon would hold information. There was an IEEE panel session in which Gordon was one of the panelists. It was held off-site someplace, and someone asked Gordon, he said, I've seen some indication that Intel is using silicon nitride in its process, and could you tell me, how much it's used and so on? He says, we use just enough to get the effect we're looking for. Now, if it had been Bob Noyce answering the question, he would have told them, we tried it, the amount we use is 0 because it didn't produce the effect we were looking for. And if it had been Andy Grove, he would have said, it's none of your blankety-blank business. In fact, that those three men with such different approaches could work together so effectively to create such a company, I think it's a remarkable accomplishment.
And with that, I'd like to thank both of our panelists.